Hi Aquarius, welcome back for your November reading. If you're wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link that is directly below. I'll try and pin it in the comments at a later time once they're open. Now, the energy for November is a very different energy. You may still be dealing with things directly connected to last month's reading. That may kind of plateau over to the first week, I'm feeling. So anything directly connected to house or how your accommodation is working for you, some item connected directly to your home. Also, the energy that's coming through for the general reading, or the general area rather, is directly connected to, it's kind of a very aggressive energy, but ironically, although I'm feeling that we're going to be really challenged to step into our power and speak our truth and communicate with integrity, a lot of what's coming through in every zodiac sign when I've meditated on them is that we're not going to do that. Now, it might be for any given reason, but it does feel directly connected to you being challenged to do that. So it might be something directly connected to something that you've been doing that you're not wanting to do, or beating around the bush, so to speak. So your challenge is going to be to know directly when to communicate and when not to. Try not to use this energy in an incorrect manner. Try not to use it as an excuse for, a way you're feeling. If you're feeling something in an agitated way, dig to the root of it, of why you're directly feeling that way, because that's going to help you actually purge that energy. Okay. You're kind of stuck at the moment in your general energy, and you're sort of feeling as though you're not really knowing whether to go left or right. This can be in any area because this is the general part. You're not knowing, it's sort of like you're trying to fill your time and avoid the areas you need to directly deal with. You need to ask yourself the question why and start working on that area. Also, I'm finding that communication for you has and will be difficult. You've also got to look at the reasons why you're not communicating certain things to certain people. And it feels like a bit of a, I wouldn't say a dodgy energy. It feels like the energy that you're using can affect you, and it's going to affect other people as well. So be very cautious how you use it, or deal with the energy rather, this month. People this month are very much going to see through the clouds and through any face that you're putting on. So I do feel it to be a very vibrational energy of people seeing the truth of matters. So if you're not speaking your truth, walking your truth, you will be found out. Okay, I do feel, again, a decision, and it's a major decision. This can be, as I said before, any area of your life, and it feels as though you're undecided of what to do with this. Also to do with your future, this being a number one yet, a lot of us have really dealt with every area of our life. Now, this is everywhere down to work, to where you live, who your friends are, what your friendships are needing to be, who you want to be, and who you are as a whole by the end of the year. Now, the energy I'm feeling heading towards the end of the year is going to become very heavy. This is not a bad thing. This is because last year, the way everything went about was we had no forward motion. This year, every month we've had something happen. But what has been happening has been directly connected to us growing to a point where it's like this year has been a tower event connected to cards, in a sense that we've basically had our whole lives turned upside down. And although at the time it felt negative, it is for the betterment of your future in 2018. So try not to look at it as a negative thing. a lot of what you had been doing was very old and outdated, and it's definitely a movement forward. So the work you do this month and next month is definitely going to set you up for the new year. But it is very much an attitude change where we're having to look at every area of our life and physically let the things go that don't work for us so that we're ready to have a more correct relationship with ourselves, with what we need, and with the people around us. So we've definitely done a lot of changing. For you, I do feel this has been a huge process. But some of it definitely is related to blocks you have. And not wanting to deal with those aspects, but all of us have really been forced to. Okay, let's see what's going on for couples. Okay, I feel your energy to be quite, you're assessing a situation. You're not wanting to communicate with your partner connected to this. And it's like you're watching them and you're not wanting to take a responsibility connected to something. And it might be that you're assessing them, whether they're going to do something in a particular way, but it feels like you're reserving your tongue. I don't know whether this is a good or a bad thing, but you're choosing to for some shape or form. Okay. It might be to keep the peace at home. Okay. I'm feeling as though the energy between you is that you respect the union and you know that it's solid, but you're trying to keep the peace connected to it. It can be a balancing act, and you feel that you've fallen into this energy because it's the right thing to do on the 3D connected to your relationship. Also remember the energy directly connected to this month, that you are being forced to come to a place where you are going to need to verbalize your needs and your wants within the relationship. Because what's happening is, due to the fact that you've been doing something in a particular way, it will impact you. But it's directly going to impact the relationship as well if you're not verbalizing your needs and wants, fears and hopes. It feels like the communication directly is linked to the situation. I feel in the past, both of you are feeling directly vulnerable in this situation, that maybe something went a certain way previously. And this could be fears directly connected to a previous relationship for some of you, not all of you. But it's like you're feeling that you're unable to communicate things or do things in a certain way due to each other or your expectations within the situation. You're also worried that if you do something in a certain way, it might stir the pot. So you're really trying to, by you removing the energy and not doing anything, there's no forward motion, but it's also you're feeling it's the way you've always done things, but you're actually going to need to address the situation, because what's going to happen is the universe is actually forcing you to do so. And it's to do with your pride connected to this situation, but both of you are holding these energies. So directly how you're working on the scenario and you're directly dealing with it, your partner has got into a habit of doing the same thing, of accepting the way of doing things, but it's going to be shaken up a bit where you're going to have to do something different. They're feeling that if something doesn't change, it can't stay the same, and they're feeling as though at the moment it's going to stay the same. Maybe it's that they feel you're okay with the situation the way it is, but vibrationally they're not verbalizing that they're actually not happy with the way things are. This could be connected to cash or the environment of whatever personally is going on with your life at the moment. They're feeling that no matter what they do, they can't win in this situation. They're feeling that they don't have luck connected to it. It could be directly connected to a block they have from the past. Try not to take these energies personally. because it's almost like the universe is doing this to us to purge aspects of things and ways of doing things so that we can change it. Okay, your partner at the moment isn't showing you the compassion connected to what you're personally going through. And it might be that they're not showing themselves compassion connected to maybe something that they did wrong or they felt didn't go as well as planned. And now they're beating themselves up about it. But they need to change the energy directly connected to compassion in some shape or form. Okay, you're romanticizing the connection of how it used to be, or it could be you're romanticizing a situation that you had previously. It's like you need to get your head out of the clouds in order to deal with this scenario. Okay, this could be connected to a relationship that, as I said, you had previously, or it could be directly connected to a relationship that your family had that you're trying to recreate. So this could be siblings, it could be your mother or your father, but you're looking at scenarios and thinking, well, why can't I have something like that? I'm sure I can have something like it. Yes, you can, but if you're wanting to co-create that within the given situation, you need to put the work into it to make that happen. But it's like the universe is asking you to actually deal directly with the energy you physically have in front of you at this given moment. And if you can do that, it's going to provide you with some answers in order to know what to do from here. Now, please look at your rising signs. This will give you some insight into your romance house or your moon sign. Okay, you're going to be forced to take responsibility connected to this energy, and maybe it is that you're taking responsibility in some shape or form, or going to have to be in some shape or form connected to this relationship. Okay, let's pull 3 cards for clarity from your romance. Okay, either side, you know, effort is going to be required. And if you don't put the effort in, the outcome isn't going to be positive. You're trying to mask up the situation like a band-aid, but you're going to need to look directly at the energy and work out what you're going to do from here. Because the universe is going to force you to actually directly deal with this energy. Although you can bring it back to a honeymoon phase in the future, that's only if you physically do the work. Try to take the rose-colored glasses off and deal with the energies, because no relationship is perfect. And if you can work on it, you can bring it to that place where it's your physical perfect, where it's working for the both of you. I feel it's a communication-related situation, although you may have already vibrationally changed to a point where perhaps the issue at hand is that you have changed, and even if your partner was to do something, it might be that you physically have already changed and you need to elaborate on this area. So only you can really answer that. But if you are needing a booking, jump through to the website. Very easy to use, and you can place a booking. Okay, singles, what's going on with you guys? Oops, oh, jumpy. I feel as though you're going to hold on to a situation, but not for the right reasons. It feels as though you're assessing the situation with a love offer. And this love offer, you need to look at the reason why you are feeling attracted to this person or connected to this person. For some of you, this might be somebody from the past, but for some reason it's in question. Now, you're not going to, again, speak your truth, because what you're doing is visually waiting to see. Don't wait too long, because then you're removing the power and you're giving the power to somebody else. If you feel this person doesn't directly connect with you, ask yourself whether you can see a future with this person, or whether it's something to hold you over on a time frame factor. It could be coming close to Christmas and you're thinking, well, I don't really want to be alone. But directly, if you feel the energy that you can't see the scenario playing out well, you need to ask yourself the reasons why you're doing it. It can be an issue directly connected to unfinished business for some of you. But try and work out how you want that scenario to go. You're giving your power away. You're waiting for them to do something wrong, I'm feeling, or for them to make a decision. Okay, something ended. So it can be directly connected to the past for you guys. Okay, now even walking a road or opening your heart up to this situation, it's making you feel a bit iffy. You can actually see the red flags, but you're doing it regardless. You need to ask yourself the question why you're doing that. Because it's another aspect that you need to look at that is the key to the situation. That way, what you're going to co-create and attract, that aspect that is a blockage connected to your chakra will then be healed, where you can physically move forward and manifest something that actually is vibrationally correct for you. But I do feel connected to a past tense situation. You have a block connected to a relationship, and this person might still be on your mind for some of you, or you might be directly dealing with a person. Now, this could be a water sign. It doesn't have to be. Their personality is very quiet. You can actually read them. And it's feeling as though you feel sympathy and compassion towards them. They hold an aspect that is the yang or the yin and yang of you. So it's quite the opposite to who you are, but it's what you want to be. Or it's the direct equivalent of who you used to be, not who you are today. Look at what it is, because that's the key I'm feeling. Connected to this ending, they're actually robbing you emotionally and creating an emotional blockage. And again, it could be a water sign. It doesn't have to be, but it is making you feel very vulnerable and very emotional connected to this person. It can be that you're being quite cold towards them, but the connection directly is still there. So you might be acting like it's okay, but internally not feeling okay, and holding a brave face connected to it. You're also not using your gut intuition connected to you feeling vulnerable and where this stems from. Okay, try not to, again, don't look at how it used to be. Look at the potential of what it is today. Now, this is for good or bad, but at the moment, I'm very much feeling as though this person, it's not about this person. It's more connected to why there is unfinished business and why you can't move forward. If you can get to the root of that, it's going to heal you where you're going to be more ready for a situation. You do know how this is going to play out, but you're doing it regardless. So it really depends on how you want to work the energy and, you know, what outcome you want. But you have given your power to this person where they're going to make a choice or they're going to do something. And you already well know what they're going to do. But you're letting them do it. So you need to ask yourself again the reasons why. Now, it can be that their energy is not balanced. It's very rebellious. It's very unfair. There could be a direct attraction connected to that. But you already know that it's a bad move to actually deal with this person directly. And even if you are the innocent person in this, to a degree, you also do have power, and you have to take your power back connected to this. You got to ask yourself the reason why you gave yourself your power away and why that's okay. Okay, they are going to communicate with you, but you're not going to make any action, because I feel you physically do know that although you're the innocent party, don't think that if your actions aren't partaking in this, that even the vibration of you allowing this environment to happen has no control, because it will still directly impact you. So be very careful connected to this person if this directly relates. Otherwise, look at your rising sign. Okay, your emotions are going to be stirred by this person, and that could be the reason why you're letting them in. But also, it's connected to something you had with them in the past, and there is an emotional connection. This, for some of you, could be that they're your partner in the past who you've actually had children with. It could be just a family member, a close friend who is directly connected to the family who you are dealing with. But it just feels there's history between you guys. We pull 3 cards. Okay, you need to ground yourself to a point where your heart is open and you feel safe in this situation. Again, it's connected to family. So this could be that you actually do directly have a family, or the key to the situation is your childhood and the reasons why you're tolerating certain vibrations. And this has been a very large block this year for you guys that you've been working on. And sometimes it's very frustrating to think, well, gosh, this card keeps coming up for me. In what shape? How do I heal it? Just work with the energy as it comes through. That's my best advice, because there's no quick fix when it comes to it. I mean, you could have a person pass and it may take 15 years for you to heal from it. You could have something really hard happen to you where it could take your lifetime to deal with it. Just deal with the energy directly as it comes through and communicate your truth. Now, there isn't enough here to keep it going. That is what I'm feeling this month. That's not to say it can't change in energy by the 3rd week, but very much what I am feeling is, at the moment, use your power to assess the situation. If there is forward movement with it, tread carefully, but very much, you know, do have your power and do take action connected to where you have power. Otherwise, it's up to you. Okay. Hope you have a great month. If you want a booking, you can go to the link directly below. If you're needing any products connected to your chakra or twin flames, there is a connection in the website connected to the shop, and it's PayPal connected.